Hey, welcome to Randy's Road Life. I got a video for you guys, and every time, you know as well as I do, the title gives it away, guys. So, before we delve in to this myriad of requirements that you're going to need to do this, subscribe to the channel, guys, like the video, and let's move on with this. All right, because I'm about to give you good information that's going to allow you to make a good decision whether or not you want to do this, so you can have positive outcomes in your life. You ready? All right. So, not everybody's a flatbedder. Maybe you want to give it a shot, right? I don't suggest you do this off the cuff, right? Training is involved in flatbedding, guys. Securement is something that some of us have done for a long time. We know lots of tricks. We know lots of styles. We know lots of things that companies want. There are different types of securement. Doesn't matter if it's with chains, if it's with straps, whatever. There's a lot of different ways of doing it. All right. And believe me, you're going to run into, like, when it comes to different types of coils, bandit coils, eye to the sky, suicide, all that type of stuff. Some of them need to be secured differently. There's called a hog tie chain, things like that. But before we get into all that, guys, let's talk about the equipment you're going to need, okay? You want to get into flatbed. Maybe you're about to purchase your own equipment. Maybe you want to know if the company that you're with is giving you the equipment that you need to do a good job, because the equipment that you need is going to help you be professional and successful, and give you every opportunity to do both of those things and be both of those things in your profession, all right? So, here we go. You guys ready? Do you have a pen and paper? All right. Pen and paper, guys, or a pencil, whatever you need to jot this down. I'm going to give you a list. It's sort of exhaustive. We're going to go over these things. I got them down. Look at that. It sits down there, right? So, and some of these I have little categories too, whatnot. So, you guys ready? Okay. 20 to 24 straps. They're going to be the 4-inch straps, 30 foot. If you want OD loads, like oversized loads, they can go up to 40 feet. All right. But 20 to 24, 4-inch, 4-inch by 30 foot straps. Now, you want to get the ones that are rated for 5,400 pounds. Be careful. Not all of them are rated like that. Mind the ones that you get. You want to get the ones that have the writing on them, the print, right? Doesn't matter if they're orange or yellow, whatever. Look at the aggregate pounds it secures for. 5,400. You want 5,400, okay? Now, chains. Now, some people, look, when it comes to chains, I'm a big proponent of the 3/8 inch chain, right? 3/8 inch chain. Why? Because I can secure almost anything with a 3/8 inch chain. 5/16, which is smaller, cannot secure almost everything, right? And you'll need to use more, all right? So I look at the 3/8 inch chain. You're going to need at least 10 to 12 of those, right? And they need to be 20 feet long. They have to be grade 70, guys. Why are they need to be grade 70? Because grade 70 is a transport chain. How do you know your chain is a grade 70? It's very simple. Look at the hook. At the hook down there, the base where the chain goes through, it should say G70. Now, you have to match the hook to the chain. On the link, right, it's also say G70. Now, you're going to get from time to time, people want to cut corners, right? They'll put a grade 70 hook on a not so great grade 70 chain. Be very careful. If you get stopped by the DOT and you are secured with chains, and he looks at the chain, the grade of the chain, and it is not a G70, you are in trouble, right? So is the company, but you are in trouble, all right? So be mindful of that. 3/8 inch, 20 foot, 3/8 inch G70 chain, okay? Tarps. I know some of you guys, I don't want a tarp. Look, tarp in flatbedding is a reality, right? I don't mind it, right? Some days are better than others. You know, windy days are horrible. And it rains, trying to tarp in the rain. That's kind of like an oxymoron. Why am I in the rain tarping if this load can't get wet, right? It happens, guys. I'm telling you, it happens. I've done it, and it sucks. You're gonna get wet, right? It's gonna be windy, and your tarp is gonna be flapping all over the place. And what I do when it's windy like that, I look around to see if there's anyone that can help me hold this sucker down or help me fold it up. At least get it to where I'm folded, and that way I can roll it up properly. Once I get it there, I'm cool. So tarps. My opinion on this. All right, this is obviously my opinion, guys. Depends on your work ethic. My work ethic is, I like to believe that my work ethic is pretty damn high, and that matches my professionalism. I like an 8-foot drop, 2 8-foot drops. What's an 8-foot drop? So if the tarp is flat across the top, the drop's on the side, right? It is for an 8-foot tall load, right? So 8-foot drop. They should be 27 feet long, 24 foot wide on the spread length, right? 27 feet long, 24 foot wide. Then you got different types of tarps. You got the lumber tarps, you got the steel tarps, and what that means is they're a different thickness, a different ply, all right? I like lumber tarps because you can also use them on steel. So, but they still tear. Okay, guys. Also, 4-foot drop tarps for those smaller loads, which are 16 by 27s. Right, same thing, lumber tarps, all that good stuff. If you want steel tarps, get steel tarps. It also determines the weight. So the 8-foot tarps, you're looking at 120 pounds. The way I am, I like lifting heavy stuff. I just, I did some bodybuilding back in the day, and powerlifting and all that good stuff, and it reminds me of heavy lifting, and I just snatch that sucker up, put it on my shoulder, and on my way. So I like that type of stuff. Anyways, 4-foot tarps, lighter, 80 pounds or so, maybe 75 pounds. Roll it up, fold it up, roll it up, bungee it up, snatch it up, put it on your shoulder. Lift responsibly, guys. Be careful when you lift. Use your legs, right? Squat down. Get that tarp in a standing position. When you got it rolled up, stand it up. On top is rolled like a Swiss roll. Stand it up, right? Get a good grip. Boop, put it on your shoulder and squat it up. All right. So that's how you do that. Sometimes I just like the lift and clean that sucker. I just snatch it up off the ground. All right. Binders. There are different types of binders, guys. All right. Now you got 2 types of ratchet binders, right? Maybe some of you guys have seen the yellow ones, where they're a little better, and the handle folds so it kind of stays out of the way. The cheap, well, there's also a snap binder. Be careful with snap binders, please. Snap binders just snap, right? You get a lot of tension, and sometimes you have to use the winch bar or a bar, and you have to snap it closed. The problem with those, man, if that thing opens up and you don't got a good grip on it, it'll break your jaw very easily, right? So I don't recommend snap binders. The ratchet binders, you can get the cheap ones, right? Which are usually the red ones. And they just ratchet, and then you hit the switch and it ratchets the other way. And then you got the ones that fold down. Those ones are pretty good. You have the how can I forgot the damn name. The other ratchet binders that are that go like this. I can't believe I forgot the name of those damn things, right? Some guys have those. They're expensive. They're like $160 a piece. I don't know why they're that damn expensive. It's unbelievable. Those are my favorite ones. I like those ones a lot because they're chain, right? And you got a good ratchet like this, and the chain pulls like that, and they're very easy to use. They cut your time in probably more than half. All right, so there are those. Then you got the self-loading binders that require an impact drill. And if you have a 3/8 inch chain, you're going to need a 3/8 inch self-loading binder. Now remember, I almost forgot this. You have to match the binder to the chain as far as its legal load limits, guys. If you don't, remember this, right? Your load is only secure as its weakest link. If your chain is a 5/16, your load is only as good as a 5/16. Even if you have a 3/8 inch binder, right, on a 5/16 chain, please don't do that. But even if you do, okay, your binder is going to be rated down to 5/16. All right, your chain, and that's dumb. Don't do that. If your chain is 3/8, your binder has to be 3/8. Remember that. So the binder, you get the self-loading binder, right? Takes an impact, boop. Get the 3/8 inch. It'll come with the connector, and you just, boom, it tightens that sucker down real good, and very quick. I mean, a matter of just a couple seconds, and that chain is tight. All right. So those are very expensive. Those are well over $200 a pop. Be careful where you buy them, right? If you like the Iowa 80, right? Anything you buy out of the Iowa 80 is going to be more expensive generally than a securement shop. All right. One securement shop I actually recommend is Tarp Stop. Right? I like Tarp Stop. They actually have a manufactured Tarp Stop in Toledo, where I'm from. Where I was born and raised. Let's see. Another one you can go to. There's one there's the Pilot in the Sheet truck stops, just past where Dayton, Ohio is on 70. If you pull off to the right, there's a securement shop right there on the left hand side of the street. That's a good one. West Memphis, Arkansas, right there by across the street from the Flying J is a Tarp Stop. That's another good one. You can get anything there, guys. So there's that. What else, right? Moving blankets, okay? They're gonna protect your tarps, guys. When you got loads that have sharp edges or whatnot, put your moving blankets over there. I suggest anywhere from 6 to 10 moving blankets. It's gonna protect your tarps, and tarps are expensive. You're gonna need those. Tarp repair kits, guys. You're gonna need the cleaner, or like the thinner, the turpentine stuff. You're gonna need the glue, all right, and the pieces of vinyl to repair your tarps. Remember that. Okay. Tarp repair kits. Okay, we're back. Okay. Coil racks. What is a coil rack? If you are hauling a coil, if you're going to haul a coil, you're going to need these, right? Not so much for the skidded coils, but for the suicide coils. You're going to drop that coil on your trailer, you have to have these. The heavier the coil, the more racks you're going to have to use. I suggest no less than 6 coil racks, all right? So when I bring a suicide coil down, right, you're going to have your dunnage, boop, perpendicular to the trailer like this. You're going to put your coil racks horizontal on the trailer like that, and the coil rack is going to sit right down. Now, some of these people require rubber pieces that go across the coil racks. Some of them supply them, some of them don't. So the rubber pieces you might need 10 or 12, whatever. I use them for other things too, for like protecting straps and things like that. Okay, coil racks are important. Ratchet straps, 2-inch ratchet straps, or maybe you need 4-inch rack. I like these because you can use them for a myriad of reasons. For things that don't need a 4-inch strap, maybe you need a few extra straps that go in areas where that are not for a 4-inch strap. Maybe you see something on your load after you've done strapped everything, right? You're like, crap, I need to strap that part too, but all your winches are taken up, right? 2-inch ratchet strap, guys. Maybe you want to get a couple extra 4-inch ratchet straps with the ratchets. Okay, there's that. If I have to put a tarp on my trailer to haul, if I can't fit all my tarps in my dunnage rack, And if I have to put a tarp on my trailer, I will secure that with a 2-inch ratchet strap. All right, edge protectors, very important. Some loads require these. You have the singles, the doubles, the triples, the quadruples, and I even have the hextuples, whatever you want to call them. And here, you need those, guys. Foam loads, things like that, that require, some of them places require those. You're gonna need those. Brick loads. Let me give you guys a tip, okay? If you're hauling a load of wood that requires edge protectors, or foam, no, not foam, but like say a load of brick that requires edge protectors, right? Or, well, really brick, you want to protect your straps is what you want to do. What I do, and what's really important in order to not, because your edge protectors are plastic, right, for the most part, and they will break right in the middle, right where they bend, right, you know, the 90 degree, they will break right there on the brick or the wood, right? Once you have that tension on them. What I do is I put the rubber pieces I use for the coil racks. I put the rubber pieces underneath the edge protectors. That way, the 90 degree angle edge area does not there's not a lot of pressure against it, and it won't break, right? And so you don't snap your edge protector in half. And once you cinch that strap down tightly, or winch it down tightly. So there's a one for you. Okay, you also need edge protectors for your chains, right? Why would you need edge protectors for chains, Randy? Aluminum loads and other coil loads, they don't want chains messing up the edges of the coil. So you'll need those edge protectors. So those are the metal edge protectors. Some of them have rubber on the underside. Some of them don't, all right? The ones I have the rubber on the underside. I actually prefer those. Okay, moving on. Bungees. Man, bungees. These things, you need a lot of these things, right? No less than 50. And always keep an additional box. Buy at least 2 boxes, guys. Buy at least 2 boxes. 21-inch bungees. Why do I use 21-inch bungees? Because they're not too long, so long, right? As my particular type of tarping, I like to do the V shape when I secure my tarp. What I like to do is go from a D-ring around the spool to the next D-ring, right? That's my particular type of style. I like that. I think it's cleaner. And I just go like this, right? Every D-ring has 2 bungees attached to it. And so that's how I typically do it. You can do it any way you choose. But the 21-inch, I come to believe is the most optimal one to keep the tension on the tarp. If you get the 31-inch, you're going to have way too much length to deal with. That's what she said. Anyway, that's funny. I am. Here you are. Anything smaller than that is the 21 inches. It's just going to be, you're not going to like that. That's just my experience. So guys, let's move on. Plus, bungees are good for once you roll up your tarp, right? You can connect 2 bungees, bam. And if you have a 4-foot tarp, if you pull it tight enough, sometimes 1 bungee you do. Now, what I typically like to do, I like to keep a few long bungees, 31-inch bungees, because those are really good for bungeeing your tarps up, right? That's the only reason I would use a 31-inch bungee for. Dunnage, right? Your 4x4s. You want 8. Preferably, you want them to be beveled, right? So they're not all perfectly square, but they're beveled. Why do you want it beveled? For coils, right? Because the coil sits right down in those suckers nicely, right? So you want 8 foot by 4-inch 4x4s beveled, all right? You want a strap winder. There's more than one type of strap winder, guys. There's the Bumblebee strap winder. It's $100. Okay, takes a drill, rolls up a strap in a matter of a couple seconds. Very, very easy. It's $100 at least. So you're gonna need a drill for that. Then there's the one that you wind. You know, there's a couple of those types. It depends on what kind you like. So you need a strap winder. A winch bar. Two types of winch bars. You have the closed end, which only has a hole in the end. That's the one I like, because that one you don't have to worry about what side you put it on, and it fits right over your binder, your ratchet binder, so you can get more leverage. Then you got the ones that have the little hook thing on the back. I don't like those ones because you can only hook those to your like ratchet binder in one direction. So the headache rack. What kind of headache rack do you need? This is where preference comes into play, right? The cab rack or headache rack, right? It's known as both. Okay, what do I prefer? I would prefer a roll-up door, completely enclosed headache rack. Why? When I roll that door up, go straight up, you want to keep it nice and lubricated. Roll it up. Everything is inside, out of the elements, so your chains don't rust and all that type of stuff. And if you keep straps in there and anything else, it stays dry. All right, very important. 3-door headache rack. You might want to keep keys to that, or whatever. 2-door headache rack. Then there's the single door. Like the headache rack on this truck is a single door, and it's open on the sides. I don't particularly care for that, but that's what I have, so I deal with that. Okay, and the only thing I have in that, I have my oil and antifreeze and my windshield washer fluid in the bottom compartment. In the 2 top compartments, I roll my straps up and I put them in there. I do not keep my straps on the winches, guys. I don't roll straps up on the winches. That's a no-no. If you're not a local driver and you are an OTR driver, don't roll your straps on the winch. Why? Because the elements, they get wet, they get just cruddy with crap from the road. Roll them up, be responsible, put them in your headache rack out of the elements. Okay. Toolboxes. I like to have at least 2 toolboxes on my trailer. All right. Because I like to put my blankets away. I fold my blankets up, put those away. Put coil racks and all my other stuff away. I put in those toolboxes. All right. So storage space for flatbed equipment, you need quite a bit of it. One thing you can do if you lack that, get a big, hard plastic toolbox from like Harbor Freight or something like that, one that's lockable, and strap to your catwalk as securely as possible. Or if you can put it on your trailer, you can do that. All right. Okay. Lubricant. Lubricant is important. You want to make sure you have the spray. I particularly like the liquid wrench. Now there's 2 types of lubricants, right? There's one that breaks the stuff free, and there's one that keeps it lubricated so it's more malleable. Okay. Sometimes you need both, right? But you always want to keep lubricants. Why? For your binders and the rails on your trailer when your winches go across, right? And your winches themselves, because with all the rust, oxidization, and all the, like, I went through a mine. And just that one trip, I had so many problems with my winches going back and forth across the rails on my trailer because of all the dirt. But that's, I'm in there trying to clean them off, and it's a huge hassle, guys. So lubrication is key, right? Especially for your binders. You want to keep the threads on your binders as lubricated all the time, because you never know when you're going to have a load that requires those, and you're going to want those to be ready. It's a huge hassle. I'm telling you, it'll piss you off when you're trying to use a binder and you can't bind it up, right? Loosen it or tighten it and it's stuck. Oh man, I'm telling you, that sucks to no end. Okay, you're gonna need a hard hat. I'm gonna show you the type of hard hat I have. Yeah, it's a bike helmet, but it does have a strap. I love this thing as a hard hat. Why? Because the thing comes down, it doesn't slide off my head. All right, and it's very comfortable, and it doesn't get in my way. I do have another hard hat, typical hard hat, but I don't like that thing. I'd rather have this. I much more like this. Steel toe boots. Some companies will not let you out of your truck unless you have all this PPE. A high-vis vest, hard hat, steel toe boots, and safety glasses. I have these. I'm going to put side guards on if I need to. Not a big deal. So be mindful of that. You're going to go to places. We're flatbed drivers, guys. We're going to go in a place that requires PPE. You're going to need it. All right. And I'm not sure if I didn't cover anything else, but what I would like to tell you guys is the more securement equipment you have, the better. The reason why I say 20 to 24 straps, because anything over like maybe a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch tear in your straps is a DOT violation. You got to throw it out. All right, be mindful of that. So there's that. What we want to do as flatbed drivers is be professional. Above, well, what is in that scope of professionalism is safety, right? I take that very seriously. Obviously, you can see on the title screen of this is my current load with the straps, right? And strapping over the tarp, protect my tarp from the wind. I don't always tarp over my straps. It's not always good to do that because you would tear your tarps in some loads. So be mindful of that. And just ask questions from experienced flatbedders, guys. Another term for flatbedders are skateboarders, all right? Or a flatbed is a skateboard. There are many types of other types of flatbeds, right? Not just flatbeds. We're talking about open deck, right? Flatbed, step deck, RGN, things like that, okay? And with that, guys, I hope this helps you out when it comes to the flatbed industry. Maybe you want to do it, maybe you don't. I like to say that when I tarp, I look like a coal miner when I get done, because tarping is a dirty business. Your tarp collects a lot of road debris, right? Road sludge and things like that. I'm getting so many crazy phone calls right now. And you want to make sure you keep hand wipes, right? You get the good wipes, so when you get in the truck, you can wipe your hands off real good, because you're going to, you can wipe your face off, because that's going to get, my face always gets smudged up real good. Even if I tarp, it doesn't matter. I don't know how it happens, but it happens. Probably because when I got my gloves or just my regular hands, I'm touching my face all the time. So there's that. Anyways, I hope this helps you guys out. Follow the channel for more information on flatbedding. Here soon, I'm going to have an assistant. I've already said that. Probably after Thanksgiving is looking like when it's going to happen. And I'm going to show you guys proper methods of tarping and securement. All right. So till the next video, guys, deuces.